We're here with our new podcast, Typical Trending Thoughts.
My name is Krista Edwards, and I am with
Rosa, Grillo.
And today we're going to be talking about trends in 2022 and trends for 2023. So, would you like to start?
Yeah. Honestly, I hope that some trends that were in 2022 do not follow into 2023 because they were not it at all.
Yeah, there were a lot of really weird ones, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think there were also a lot of ones that were like trending in like 1990, and they were all like, "Oh, guys, this is so new and quirky."
I think like the internet made it so like really random pieces of clothing, but also other types of trends on the internet were seen as quote unquote cool.
Yeah.
But they've been like around since forever, and people thought they sucked. But now it's like, oh my god, they're so cool now.
My thing is like also with like the wide leg, like boot cut jeans.
Yeah.
That's an unpopular opinion, but I don't like them.
Specifically clothing trends. That's really what happened in 2022 with like different types of aesthetics, different types of like unique pieces of clothing.
Yeah.
It was, in my opinion, very random and unneeded. It was like, really was. Girl, you're trying to make it cute, but it's not.
I saw like jeans under skirts coming back for a few months.
No, really?
I was traumatized.
No, yes. I love a skirt.
Yeah.
But one thing that I saw was like the maxi cargo skirts.
Yeah.
I don't like those.
They're so cute when they're short.
Yeah, like
but
a
not
mini.
when they're long.
Like a mini maxi skirt, like in jean form.
Yeah, it just looks really strange.
It looks very strange, but I think a lot of people on the internet thought it was like, no, I wouldn't say like Y2K.
Yeah.
But more of like a early 2000s like
vibe, yeah.
That type of aesthetic.
I think like I'm on fashion TikTok, and this is the problem. There's way too much going on. And so there's like these gorgeous people doing the most ugly things with their outfits.
Oh my God.
But they look good because they're really pretty.
That's another thing.
And so like then you go out and you try it and you're like, oh,
pretty privilege.
This is not like,
pretty privilege.
This is not fashion. Like, have you seen, like, is it a fit or is she just skinny?
Oh, my God, yes.
I've seen, like, so many of those videos.
It's so sad also because it's, like, again, it's, like, a fast-changing trend about, like, things can look good but only on a certain body on the internet. And it's really sad because I have seen those videos where a plus-size person will go out and they would get, like, the same pieces of clothing as a person that they saw on the internet that was skinny, and it wouldn't look good on them, because the person was just skinny.
And a lot of the times there's like there's like not a lot of clothing options in terms of fashion for plus size people, and so like when people go out and they're like, oh my god, I'm gonna go buy this like oversized XXXL t-shirt and sweater, I'm like, there's people who like need that.
It's like and then that's one thing, but also it's like buying clothing off items that you don't really need, but you only buy them because it's a trend.
Yeah, like if you buy it, you wear it like twice and then it stays in your closet or you donate it. Because like there's so much like really like new clothes in thrift stores, and like theoretically that'd be good, but like it's such a problem that it's like not enough people are getting it, so more is getting thrown away than it's being bought.
Yeah, and that like obviously it leads to like fast fashion brands and like companies, and it's sad because like I've seen that like thrift stores, a lot of people buy stuff on Shein and then they just take it to a thrift store and it's there.
Yeah, no, the amount of Shein at thrift stores is traumatizing.
So
I'm like,
bad.
what is going on?
Yeah.
But like I also like know in like in 2022 everyone was switching from oversized to like kid size to oversized to kid size to oversized to kid size, and I'm like, we can't do, like, what are you doing?
Let's stay in the medium range.
Right.
Not extra small, not extra large.
It was very, like, I'm like, okay. One good trend that I think that happened in 2022 was everyone was DIYing, like, a lot of their clothes.
Yeah.
And, like, even I've done that ever since I was a kid. I've always been very scissor happy. Like, catch me with a pair of scissors and cutting something up.
Oh, my God.
But, I think it was really cool that people got to like revamp a lot of their clothing, and like I think a lot of people like learned new skills based on like, oh, this is trending, let me try to do this, and they ended up like really like having that, finding their style based off trends instead of just like the people who decided to do this just for a little bit. I think a lot of people really found their style this year.
It's because another thing is that like with fast changing trends, there's a lot of it. There's a huge variety of like different aesthetics, different clothing options, different styles. And I feel like in 2022 there was only a small amount that was like very toxic, but the rest was like very accepting of like a wide range of aesthetic options. Like I remember in like 2021 there was only like specific aesthetics that were cool. If you were anything else, it was kind of like,
Yeah, I do think like the main trending ones, like this year at least, were very similar to each other though.
Yes.
Like they weren't very diverse. But I do think like the whole, I remember after Wednesday, everyone was dressing so goth, and I'm like, I'm living for this. But my only issue is like 3 seconds after they dressed goth, they were like, I'm gonna go make fun of somebody for dressing goth. But they don't say goth, they say emo. And I'm like, no, your subculture is losers.
Well, no, that's the thing, is like fast changing trends. They only see it because they think it's cool. And then even though, again, being like that type of aesthetic was like terrible a few years ago. I remember like people would be made fun of for being goth or metal or whatever you want to like.
Yeah, because I think those like there's a lot of like really like accept, like people were like, oh yeah, you know, have multiple styles, have multiple aesthetics. But I think also like bunching it into aesthetics can also be kind of difficult,
right?
Because it's like sometimes people just have a style. Sometimes it's not necessarily just an aesthetic.
You're right.
But it's also like a lot of alternative aesthetics, like punk, goth, emo.
It's descriptive.
They're very like, they're like the most consistent out of everyone else, but they're also the most like ridiculed. Like they get like 3 seconds of attention like a year, and then after that everyone's like, why are you doing this?
Why are you doing that? Like, you look so weird.
It's like cool.
No, it's cool. Like, if you want to dress a certain way, just do it. You don't have to like go with trends. But one thing that I've seen late 2020 and early into this new year 2023 is like this new aesthetic of like being a clean girl, or like being very like minimalistic, and like if you're not, you're dirty. And I'm like,
like
what?
Like everyone suddenly hates on glam, and I'm like, okay, I'm all for you guys putting minimal makeup. You do you, girl. You look very nice, but don't hate on the glam.
Yeah, it's like I saw Kim Kardashian's. Okay, well, it was her house tour, but it literally fed into that like quote unquote clean girl aesthetic where literally it was bare. There was no life in her house. It was so like beige and sad.
I hate minimalism.
I like it to an extent.
I think the problem with
whenever, oh, sorry, you want to go?
No, you can finish.
Well, I was going to just say that I feel like there's an extent, and if you have so much of like a simple life to the point where there's like almost nothing, then that's sad. But there's a balance, and I feel like we didn't see it in 2022 and into this new year.
I think it lacks personality.
Yeah.
Like as like a minimalist, it feeds into this like idea that everyone should be very like similar to each other.
Oh, that's scary.
And I don't like that.
It's like the
all.
Same person.
Yeah, and so especially like with the clean girl aesthetic, that's been around. Like
it's been around.
Like especially I'm like Latina, so it's like everyone was doing that when I was a kid. I'm like, y'all are not original. Y'all have to rebrand and everything. So it's like very strange, and it's like in order to elevate one thing, a lot of the times another thing is pushed down.
That's so
like
sad.
It's like stepping stones. So it's like this trend happened, like a few weeks later a next trend happened, but in order for that trend to happen, everyone has to step onto the like trend that just happened.
The other trends have to die.
Now we're all hating on that, and it's kind of like a ladder up to like nothingness.
Yeah, it's because actually you make a good point there, because I remember the following trend was like before the clean girl aesthetic, it was like Y2K and indie, which was the complete opposite. Colors, maximalist, patterns, anything that you want.
Yeah.
But just like you said,
the overdoing of the blush.
And
now it's like, we need a dot on this cheek and a dot
Hailey
on
Bieber's
that one. And
makeup tutorial. Have you seen it?
Oh,
I love Hailey Bieber, but
I don't know. I can't stand like watching her do anything. I don't want to hate. She's fine. She's not problematic, but it's just like every time she does something, she acts like she's like, so original.
I need to do just a little dot on 2 cheeks,
she's like,
and then that's the maximalist makeup I have.
It's very interesting, like, because she has a lot of influence, and I think the way that she goes about things with all her influence is like very like harmful sometimes, because a lot of the time she enables a lot of hate.
That is so true.
And that's like the problem with a lot of celebrities, especially like Kim K and everyone. Like they enable so much hate.
Right.
And they have the power to stop it. They just choose not to.
Yeah. And again, people look up to them. Yeah. Because they're famous. And so what they do, they think is now a trend. Yeah. Other people are like, oh, I got to do this.
And it definitely helps their like image. It helps their like their business in order to enable all that. Like it helps them be like stay at the top. Like if they're the ones pulling the strings, if they're the ones controlling all these trends, if they're the ones doing
what's a puppet. Yeah. That's scary, to be honest.
Yeah, I think like it's really important to like be original and have like free thinking, even for something as like silly as like fashion and makeup. Yeah. Because for me, fashion and makeup is a way to express yourself. And so I feel like if you're only into fashion and makeup because like your favorite celebrities are and you only do what they do, you defeat the purpose.
You're not experiencing who you truly are as yourself without the influence of famous people.
There's no fun in it. Yeah. You're just doing what you need to do to conform. And I feel like that's like really fit in. It's really boring.
Yeah. It feels like going with that, it's like to grow up, obviously you can be like inspired by people. Yeah. Like there are so many people that I'm inspired by. Me too. But I'm not going to follow in their footsteps because I'm not like that person. Yeah. They are like way ahead and they're famous and things like that. Yeah. And you can again be inspired, but I don't think I think
it's a lot better to be inspiring. Yeah. Like I always strive to like, let me do what I need to do. Let me do what I want. And then like a lot of admiration really follows behind that. Even though like a lot of the times I get hate for the stuff I wear and I don't wear anything outlandish. I'm not crazy. It's like just I'll have a gothic chic moment every once and again. But it's like as much hate as I sometimes get for it. Yeah. It's a lot more satisfying to like see like hear all these compliments and hear all this admiration, like oh my god, I wish I dressed like you. Yeah. And I'm like, you can.
Yeah. It's like you just gotta like feed how do I say that?
Go against the tides.
Yeah, I was gonna say like feed out of the whole like I need to be exactly like this person, and if I'm not, I fail.
Yeah, because like trends can be so harmful to like your self-esteem too. It's a big thing with the self-esteem.
This year has been crazy, not only in just clothing, but in like what's the surgery? Buccal fat removal? Oh yeah. Have you seen it where they get the fat out of their cheeks to literally make them look chiseled like
But that's also really an ancient practice, like in a lot of like Middle Eastern countries and like I know like and also like South Asia, that's been happening for like centuries. Yeah. And so they kind of just like took it and they like basically gentrified it. Yeah. And then they made it into this like, oh, look skinny.
I look so petite.
Or like, have you seen those videos? It's like, oh my god, morning skinny is the best. Yeah. And I'm like, guys what's going on here?
What is going on? No, it's sad because that's another trend. Your body. That's sad because the Kardashians got their plastic what's it called? Surgeries out because they were like, oh, skinny is in now.
Yeah, and I think a lot of the trends tend to base off like people of color is what I've noticed. Like people of color do something and then like suddenly it's trending.
Write that down.
Literally. I'm like, yo, because I remember like a few years back it was like the pear-shaped body was trending. Oh my gosh. And like it's like, oh yeah, it's good to have like a little, fat on you, and like now it's like, no, you need to be petite, you need to be small.
And it's sad because that can lead to like having issues with your own body.
Yeah, like having a really negative, like a really negative relationship with food. Yes, and that's like it's really like as much like media that we consume, like I feel like it's important to remind ourselves that we don't have to like,
we're human beings.
Yeah, like we don't have to like do what they're doing, because in reality they're not showing us who they really are. They're showing us this like this very like photoshopped, and even if it isn't photoshopped technically, it's still very like rehearsed version of who they are and of their bodies and of their makeup,
in whatever way that may be, makeup, surgery, maybe again editing. But it's like it is really hurting to like the mind, especially of a growing teenager. Like right now I can't go a day without seeing 5 people in each of my classes on their phone, which is understandable, because like
I am always on my phone, but it's like, it's also like you choose what you see on the internet. And if you choose to spend all your time on the internet looking at things that are going to make you insecure and are going to make you feel bad, then you're going to feel bad all the time.
If you see something that you don't like, you can just like select it and then press like hide.
Literally,
or
it's
don't want to see it.
It's self-care. If you don't want to look at Hailey Bieber because you feel like she's gorgeous and that makes you feel like crap, block her.
Yeah.
She is not going to see that.
Yeah.
It's not going to harm anybody.
Yeah.
Like, look out for yourself.
Yeah.
And I feel like people don't, like, they don't even think that's an option.
Yeah. Because they're like, oh, I guess like this is the only way that I get accepted. And I'm like, no, you are a human being. There are so many normal things about us that like society nowadays in 2022 and 2023, excuse me, that have like said like, oh, you can't have this because that's weird, or you can't look like this because that's weird. It's like, that's a normal human thing.
Yeah. I really hope in 2023 that we get like a lot more like originality, I guess. A lot more like like accepting of like everyone and all their
different
like
body types,
their quirks. And that's not to say like that's not to promote any like specific like way of life. That's just to say that it's like, if right now this is what you look like, that's okay. And if you want to change that, that's fine. But do that in a healthy way. There's definitely better ways to go about that. Like if you're not happy with yourself, it's okay to change.
It's okay to improve yourself.
But it's not okay to change because other people aren't happy with you. And that's why you're not happy with yourself. Because I feel like that's like a really slippery slope.
And like comparing yourself. Like if you look in the mirror and be like, oh, I don't look like so-and-so on Instagram. It's not good for you. But again, if you want to improve yourself, do it in a healthy way where you know like you will have a positive experience with it.
I think it's like really important to like ignore the beauty standard.
Oh my gosh.
Because the beauty standard is so crappy.
Is so stupid.
And it's also really frustrating, like especially if you're not white, because it's like, dude, I'm sorry, my hair isn't like it wasn't trending. Straight. It wasn't trending, and now suddenly like somebody with the lightest waves is like, no, my hair's curly. My hair's really curly. My God. And I'm like, okay, look at me real quick. Look at me in my 3C hair, please, woman. Stop.
It's sad because, well, I don't know much experience about it because like, but whenever I see trends online, it is mostly from white people. I don't see any trends from people of color. I don't see any trends of like,
because it's really only trending when like popular celebrities or white like influencers that literally. Like, it's only ever trending when they do it. And so I'm like, okay, we were doing this. Like, this has been... And so now we're already insecure about it. And so, like, this is already something that's, like, been, like, really a big issue for a lot of people. And now suddenly everybody loves it. It's very... It's, like, it gives you a lot of shell shock. It's, like, very frustrating.
It's, like... What do I do? It's like I've tried so hard to like be this person, and now it's not cool anymore.
And I think another thing, it's like a better example of this that some people who are white might like relate to is like freckles.
Oh my God. Oh, that thing was like the dumbest thing ever, because like I never got made fun of because I don't really have much. But I had a friend who had a lot. She was a redhead. She got made fun of so much in elementary school for it. And now they're like super popular.
But it's like the gaslighting too. It's like, no. Like, I'm sorry you got insecure in elementary school, but this is cool. Like, let me live my life.
Your past trauma? Nah, you don't need it anymore.
No, but it's like there's a way to like approach that without being so insensitive. And people are so insensitive whenever you bring that up. Whenever you're like, you know that this is literally just trending because like a really random popular person decided to do it. Like, you know that this has been a thing that's existed for like years. And they're like, I'm a person with free will. I'm like, whoa, nobody's hating on you.
Hold on.
Nobody's being mean to you.
Yeah. It's sad because it's like, in my eyes, I see like right now trending in like social media as like they think that us as human beings are just like dolls that you can take things off, put things back on, shape it in whatever way you want in order to fit the society standard.
Yeah, I think it's really always been like that. But the thing with social media is that it amplifies it.
Oh my gosh, pushes it so much.
Like, it's like literally like surround sound of like expectations, but there's so many expectations coming from so many different sides, so many different people that you just don't really know what to do. Yeah. And it's only honestly best to do what you want.
Yeah, it's like, don't stress yourself out. If you have to go online to look at these things and you're like stressed out, don't do it.
Yeah.
Literally look at yourself in the mirror and be like, well, I think I'm okay. So I'm just going to do whatever I want to do.
And honestly, if it's to the point where it's like, because I understand it's very difficult. I had struggled a lot with like my self-image for a while. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it's better to just stop. Like, stop taking selfies for a few months. Stop looking at yourself in the mirror so much. Just give yourself a chance to refresh. Yeah. Because we're so used to seeing ourselves that we're really like, it's really easy to like find the flaws.
Yeah. Focus on hobbies that you think that will make yourself feel better about yourself.
Like, go on social media. Like, that's fine. I'm not telling you to delete social media, but like, do like go on it to do something that you enjoy. Like, to like see a video about a show that you like.
Yeah, like watch TV or read a book or do a hobby that you like.
Like, there's definitely better ways to go about it.
Do something that you love, but it's not trendy. Like, you don't really see it. Like painting. I mean, I don't know. I don't really see that much quote unquote trending. Yeah. If you like that, do it instead of putting all your energy into just focusing on your self-image. Yeah. Just like take a little time for yourself.
There's so much joy to be found in building a self-image and expressing yourself. Yeah. But if you're building it if you're building it on the basis that you already don't like yourself, you're never gonna really enjoy the way that it's supposed to be. Yeah, and it's really just supposed to be enjoyed for you to have fun, for you to just do what you want to do. Like, literally makeup can be an art form. Like, I've seen so many beautiful like makeup looks, and they're so like there can be a lot of emotion behind it too. Yeah. And so I feel like if you don't take that into account, then you're just like, you're missing out on this experience that you can have.
Right. Yeah, I feel like that's a really good point. Because, like, again, you can express yourself without having to be like, oh, I need to look this certain way. Yeah. I need to, like, be exactly like this person. Like, no, just do what you want, love who you want, wear what you want. I mean, literally just do whatever you want. It's not like...
Yeah, like,
no one's gonna hate on you.
Rock, honestly. We are even if people hate on you, we're on a floating rock.
We are really, a floating rock.
What do their opinions matter?
We are in a floating rock. You're probably the people that like you see who think are judging you. You're probably not gonna see in a few years.
Yeah, that's such a big thing. Like, people care so much about the people in high school.
I'm guilty of that, to be honest.
I don't. It's high school.
I know.
I'm gonna look back in a few years and I'm gonna be like,
girl,
yikes!
I should have calmed down.
Like, it's not that deep. It's high school. Like, remind yourself.
It's like, please, just go there for your education and wear what you want to wear. Yeah. It's like, it's okay. But going back to 2023, with all of the crazy trends that were in 2022, what are some trends that you would want to see in this new year?
I definitely want to see, like a diverse thing, like not just being like, oh, hey, let's stick to this aesthetic. I want to see, like, oh, this is an aesthetic or this is a style, and it's very diverse. It's very different. Yeah. Because I think a lot of the times it's like one aesthetic. It's like, this is a summer aesthetic and this is a winter aesthetic. And then I'm like, what am I going to wear? So I think it'd be like good to have like more, like have our like trends or like our clothing be more like diverse in terms of like, you can wear this aesthetic or you can wear this style, but you could really stretch that out. Like, you could still be yourself within that kind of style. I think that'd be cool.
Because in my opinion, when I see someone wearing different styles, like quote unquote aesthetics all at once, I'm like, that is your style now. Yeah. It's not, oh, it's indie. It's your style.
Yeah, you
now.
Don't have to like choose one.
Yeah,
like coming from experience,
gosh.
Don't choose one.
Yeah, you don't have to stick to one and then be with it for the rest of your life. Yeah. Like just it's pieces of clothes.
Yeah.
It's clothing, jewelry, accessories, whatever you want to wear.
I think another good trend that I'd like to see would be like quality over quantity.
Yeah.
Because like a lot of the times like people buy like really crappy like 15 like different shirts from Shein and then they like last like maybe 2 months. And I feel like if you bought like something like good, like if you can really afford it, like if you can really only shop from Shein and that's all you can afford, that's a different situation. Yeah. But like if you can afford to buy something that's like has good quality and you can use for the rest of like your life or at least a really long time, I think it'd be like a lot better. But like people, you don't tell people that. Like people aren't told this information.
Yeah.
So I hope that like also starts like picking up.
Getting more into like the not having, I was gonna say having basics, but that goes back to clean girl. Yeah. But yeah, having quality clothing over just spending a lot of money on very bad clothing from fast fashion brands. Yeah. I feel like, and again, with like what you like. What your type of clothing is, what your style is, and really just like embrace that for 2023. Yeah, because there are a lot of really unique ones, and I really like them. Yeah, like I see some people right now in high school, and I'm like, wow, you look so cool. I love it. Okay, well, I think that is going to be it. Thank you so much, Ash,
thank you
for coming on this podcast, and I don't know how to end this, so bye.
Bye.